It's time for more Manifesting Original Rich Bitch Experiences. Each week, we're talking travel, wellness, and millennial musings with a level of refinement. What level? It fucking depends. I'm your host, Ava Bilkey. Welcome back to the More Pod. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm glad to be back. To be honest, last week I had a killer fucking migraine. And it was rough. So happy to be here. If you remember back to a few episodes ago, we identified signs that it may be time to take a vacation. And if you're in the same boat as me, we definitely have realized that it's time for vacation. So the next step in this process, obviously, is taking a vacation. And as I started thinking about all of the things that go into going on vacation, there are lots of opportunities to fuck this up. And what I mean by that is there are so many instances of having a false start vacation. And a false start vacation is intending to fully step away and take time off and recharge, but inevitably being pulled or lured back into working somehow. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. So, in prepping for my next vacation, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, yay! I thought that today would be the perfect time to define what vacation means. What does this look like? To identify how we really defend our vacation time, how we maximize and enjoy the vacation while we're on it, and how we go about integrating back into daily life after vacation. So let's get into it. I want to start off by reminding everyone here that vacation time is not something that you've had to earn. We do not exist solely to work. And I think that there's a lot of guilt around vacation, which is quite sad when you dig into it. But just know that taking time away from your daily routine and taking time off from work to really live and enjoy your life is your birthright. Vacation is your birthright. This is not something that we have to sacrifice 10 years of our lives to fucking earn, okay? Just know that vacationing and taking time away from your routine to really just be is so incredibly important. And I don't want you to feel like for some reason this isn't yours. You don't deserve it, because you do. So, with that in mind, that reminder that we don't live to work and that all of us deserve vacation time, I think it brings additional importance to the need to really define what a vacation is and really defend that vacation time, which frankly comes down to boundaries. And to really make the most of the time that you do have, because there's no do-overs. And being present and really enjoying your vacation time is just as important as taking the time away from your day to day. I think the need to define what a vacation is also comes from the fact that work and work-life balance is so incredibly blurry these days. We live in a time where anyone can do everything from anywhere. And in a lot of ways, that's really exciting. And in other ways, it creates a problem. And the problem is that unless you're setting very strong boundaries, it's easy to never switch off from work. It's really easy to never fully disconnect because we have our phones, we have our computers. We have Zoom and virtual meetings. And again, all of these things are really great and they allow for a more transient lifestyle where you can travel and you can work remotely. And it really complicates vacation. It's important to define because what the fuck does a vacation even look like in 2023? So let's define a vacation. I think that vacations are intended to be a moment to recharge and be creative, like regain your essence if you've lost it, and really just a time to break out of your daily grind. I think one of the most important questions we can ask when it comes to defining what a vacation means for me or what a vacation means for you is, what do I need to happen in order to feel like I've had a vacation? I've actually come up with a list of what this would look like for me. In order for me to feel like I'm on vacation and not just doing my normal like work travels or just nomading, I think most importantly, no laptop. For me to feel like I'm on vacation, there can be no laptop involved, period. And that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Also, no meetings or calls. So, no Zoom meetings, no weekly statuses, no touch bases with your team, like none of that. No working. And this might sound obvious when you say no laptop, but it's actually not, because if you're entrepreneurial like I am, anything can be labeled work. You know, it's like I might have a journal and I start all of a sudden writing a list of things that I want to remember for work purposes. But that is something that I would qualify as work. So on vacation, we're not doing any of that. Lastly, I kind of touched on this with no work, but something else that I think is really sneaky is other sort of standing appointments or virtual commitments that you may have. For me specifically, what comes to mind is one, my weekly personal training appointment that I do virtually. And then two, things like mastermind groups or friend, group chats or Zooms or things like this, something that you have going on a regular basis that might not be work related to you, but it's still routine related. And in order for me to feel like I'm on vacation, like I need to throw the entire calendar routine completely out the window. So that's my list for what I need to happen in order to feel like I'm on vacation. No laptop, no work, no standing appointments, and no meetings or calls of any type. Your list might be different, but I really want you to think about, what is it? When will you feel like you're on vacation? Because if you don't feel like you're on vacation and you're taking time away, you're not going to get the maximum enjoyment out of that time. Now, if I think about the last time that I had a vacation, according to this list of what qualifies for me, it was actually October of 2018. Yikes. That's a long time ago. That is a long time ago. I don't know. How many years is that? 5? That was the last time that I went somewhere and I did not bring my laptop and I did not think about work once. It was a hiking trip. It was on the Amalfi Coast of Italy. It was stunning, gorgeous, to die for. And it was truly a vacation. I mean, I was completely disconnected from everything going on at work. I was not doing anything in my normal routine. And it was a true reset. It was 10 days of really getting back to just the enjoyment of being alive. And I was thinking about why it's been so long. And I can't fully answer that right now, but what I do know is every time that I've taken a true vacation, a decent amount of time away, the coming back has been so incredibly depressing. That feeling of coming back to a life that makes you feel mentally, emotionally, physically unwell in some way is actually quite terrifying. I think that there's actually a lot of fear, at least for me, when it comes to having time away from my routine and my day to day and feeling so good. And then coming back to my day to day and feeling so terrible. It's kind of one of those identity crisis, life crisis moments. And this 2018 trip isn't the first time I felt that way. So, if I'm being totally honest, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't fully, truly unplug more often. It's definitely something that requires further examination, if you will. We won't boil that ocean today. The last little bit when it comes to defining what a vacation means to you is pinpointing some sort of a goal or a vibe for your vacation time. What is the vibe? You know, even if it's just one word, if it's adventure, or if it's chill, or if it's party, whatever it may be, I think pinpointing a vibe is another really helpful way to help define what this is going to look like. So, defining what a vacation means to you, what it looks like for you, is the first step. And once you have a really clear idea of what this is going to look like, how you're going to spend your vacation time, the next step is defending your vacation time. Defending your vacation really comes down to setting boundaries. It's really important to level set on expectations with yourself, but then also with the people around you, whether that be your friends, your family, your colleagues, your employees, your clients, everyone that is in your immediate circle that you have that day to day contact with, really setting those expectations and communicating in advance is incredibly important to protecting your vacation time. And when it comes to setting these boundaries, again, it's important to remember that you deserve this. You deserve this vacation. And if there's anyone in your life that's trying to make you feel otherwise, no, immediately no. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. So remember, vacation is non negotiable and it is part of work life balance. In order to protect and defend your vacation, there's a lot of things that are important to do before you leave. First and foremost, clearing your calendar. And so, clearing your calendar involves declining all of the meetings that you have on your schedule while you're planning to be away. It also means rescheduling appointments that you have, rescheduling different commitments with people, really doing a full sweep. There should be nothing left on your calendar by the time you've cleared it. After you've cleared your calendar, it's also critical to set up an out of office message. So go into your email, autoresponder, and send out that out of office that says when you're going to be away and clearly defines that you will not be checking your emails. You're not available for calls. I don't want to see one of those, like, in case of emergency, here's my cell phone. Absolutely not. We're talking hard boundaries here. Sorry, I am off the motherfucking grid. Talk to you in 10 days. I've also noticed recently that there's an option in some email programs to set up an auto decline of any new meetings that are sent your way. So I use Google G Suite and I blocked off my vacation time on my calendar and it automatically set up like an auto decline. And I thought that was pretty cool too. If you're somebody that's super active, say on social media or in email newsletters or some sort of marketing element, you might also want to consider creating some sort of out of office notification or post for those platforms. Basically, anywhere where you think people are going to be checking for you, whether that's emails, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, giving a heads up like, hey, I'm on vacation next week, or I'm back on this date. I'm not checking my DMs. I'm not checking my emails. Any place where you feel like there could be some accumulated guilt from not checking is a great place to set up some sort of an out of office. Also, before your vacation, go ahead and take care of anything important in advance. Depending on how long you're leaving, you might have to do a little bit of extra work up front. Maybe there's something that you promised to deliver for a client, or maybe you've got some big project that you're working to finalize. It might be a situation where you do have to put in some extra hours to help clear your calendar. But whatever it takes, absolutely do it, because you've got to make the most of your precious vacation time. And after you've really cleared your calendar, don't let that out of office email responder be like the first instance of people that you communicate with regularly finding out your way. Um, please do communicate in advance. Tell people that you're planning to go on vacation so that they can also plan for your absence. Yeah, don't let the out of office be like a big reveal surprise, because that's not helpful for any of us. I wanted to mention that because there's always that surprise where you're like, what the fuck? Where's Judy? Where the fuck did she go? You know? Don't be Judy. Let people know that you're planning something. But once you've taken care of all of that, you've cleared your calendar, you've set up your out of offices, you've declined any new meetings after you clear your calendar. Quite possibly the most important piece of defending your vacation time is holding your boundaries. I don't know about you, but my experience with going on vacation is such that people will test you. People will push your buttons. They'll see if they can get away with anything while you're on vacation. They're going to try and disrespect your vacation time. Why? One, they're jealous that you're on vacation and that they're not. And two, they probably don't hold very healthy boundaries in their own lives. So we've all had but are you free for this really critical meeting on XYZ date with the CEO? No, I'm not. We've all been hit with do you have just 5 or 10 minutes for, no, babe, I don't. You see what I mean here? People will try and test your boundaries. So hold them, because if you let people interrupt your vacation, all the work we just did to set up the pre trip boundaries just goes out the window. When it comes to your vacation time itself, it's also important to create boundaries and ground rules for your vacation time. So, whether you are going on a solo trip, or you're going with a partner, or you're meeting up with friends or family, it's incredibly important to establish boundaries and expectations around how you want to spend your vacation time and how you desire to interface with anyone else that may be involved in your vacation. This is really going to help you make the most of your vacation time. I think it's important to agree on a general plan for vacation. Going back to that question of what's the goal? What's the vibe? Are we beaching? Are we beach? Are we adventuring? Who knows? But going back to the vibe is going to help you have the experience that you're really wanting to have. This becomes really important if you are traveling with friends, or maybe you're on like a big family trip. You'll notice very quickly that everyone has their own idea in their head of what this vacation time should look like. And I've been in positions where, again, maybe I wasn't fully on a vacation without my laptop, but I've been on a lot of trips recently where I've been put in positions of realizing that I didn't communicate clearly what I wanted for myself. A great example of this is traveling with a spreadsheet girly. Okay. A spreadsheet girly is somebody who spreadsheets the whole fucking vacation and quite literally puts it in an Excel document. It's in a spreadsheet. We're talking Monday, breakfast time, this is the plan. Lunchtime, we're going here. Dinner time, we're doing X and Y and Z. If you have not yet met a spreadsheet girly, you will be in for the shock of your lifetime. The first time I actually had a spreadsheet vacation was actually a bachelorette party in Las Vegas. And when I say it was a fucking nightmare, it was an absolute fucking nightmare. I mean, it was like, we need to be at this club at this time to this artist, and then we have to leave because the next morning we need to do this. And I was like, who are these people? How did I get here? And what the fuck is happening? Because this does not feel fun. I got on a little tangent here about the spreadsheet girlies, but I think it's important you know. You've got to know. And if you are a spreadsheet girly, no shade. No shade. But just know that if other people are involved in the trip, it's probably a good idea to make sure that they're on the same page about the planning structure. If it brings you joy and that's how you like to vacation, that's great. But not everybody likes to vacation that way. So, just a heads up that if you've got a spreadsheet vacation in mind and somebody else does not, you're going to have problems. I say all of this to share that it's important to not overcommit. And the spreadsheet vacationers and the loose itinerary vacationers might not want to vacation together. I also think it's important to express your expectations around personal boundaries. Are you a rise and shine person? Do you like to get up early on vacation? Because when you get up early, you feel like you're really seizing the day. Or are you somebody that likes to take their rare vacation time to sleep in and move slow because you feel like your vacation is the only time in your life that you actually get to rest? Do you like to go out late? Are you looking to party? Or are you looking to have cozy nights in by a fireplace? These are all very different expectations. And it's important to express these expectations because if you don't, you're going to feel disappointed about the gap between the vacation that you desire, the vacation that you really need, and the vacation that you get. Again, if you are traveling with someone else or multiple people, alone time versus togetherness time. That's also really important. If you are a couple, but you're also traveling with family, what's that going to look like? Are you spending 24/7 with the family, or do you get to have your own little couples excursion? Vacationing with family is fucking tough. I mean, my family stopped vacationing together like many, many years ago. We just couldn't pull it together. And I have since been on a couple little vacation moments with partners' families, and that's even more rough because you're like, you can't fight with your partner's sibling. I mean, you can, but it won't turn out well. Trust me. Um, it's hard. It's really hard. And I think that if you are traveling with other people, these are just all really important considerations. If all of this sounds like an absolute nightmare to you, highly recommend solo travel. That's my mode these days. Solo travels are the best. And I also have a whole episode on that. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out the tips for solo travel episode because really it alleviates a lot of these potential stressors for making sure you're making the most of your vacation time. But last and not least, when it comes to really making the most of your vacation, whether you are solo or with other people, it's really great to identify 1 to 3 non negotiables, meaning what are 1 to 3 things that you absolutely need to happen on this vacation? Maybe it's that you want to read by the pool, or you want to swim in the ocean, or you want to hit an iconic thrift shop, or go for a hike, or have a spa day. It's thinking about, what are those 1 to 3 things that absolutely have to happen, and prioritizing those non negotiables is a really healthy way to enjoy your vacation time and also be accommodating of other people's desires for vacation as well. If everyone gets their 1 to 3 non negotiables met, in theory, it was a success. Vacation was a success. In addition to those personal boundaries around the vacation itself and what you really want to happen, I think it's important to throw in a little vacation time state of mind reminders. Vacation state of mind is special. It's honestly one of the best states of mind. But when it comes to vacation mentality, first and foremost, I think it's important to let yourself indulge. Order the dessert. If you can't decide, get both. Eat the bread, drink the wine. This is your time to really indulge and break outside of your day to day. Stay out late if you want to. If you're having a good time, keep the good times rolling. If you see something, if you're out shopping, you see something that you're like, oh, I really need that, get it. Vacation is all about indulging. Vacation mentality 101. I also really love the idea of dilly-dallying. It's actually a personal goal of mine to dilly-dally more in daily life because I'm a scheduled queen. And so dilly-dallying, the practice of wandering like you have absolutely nowhere to be, is peak vacation mentality. And this is so incredibly enjoyable. When you can get into dilly-dally mode, it's like, oh yeah, that's what life is about. We're not working. We're not selling our souls to a 9 to 5. No, we're dilly dallying. We're wandering down the street at an enjoyable pace and stopping in an ice cream shop if we want to and having a glass of wine, checking out a bookstore. It's doing whatever the fuck you want. And wandering is a really important piece of vacation mindset. Also, being open and trusting that you're having the experience you're meant to have on vacation is a great mindset to have. At the end of the day, you can do all of your planning, whether it's in a spreadsheet or it's a loose itinerary. You've expressed your desires, your boundaries, you're not working. From there, you just have to let go. Go with the flow and just trust that whatever happens on your vacation during your vacation time is what's meant to be. Releasing and really flowing like this is what creates some of the most magical moments. Once you're in the flow and you're open to new experiences, meeting new people, trying new things, that's when things get fun. So, vacation state of mind, let yourself indulge, dilly dally, and be open. That's it. Simple. Simple, but really expansive. That is, I think, the best approach to fully enjoying your vacation time. So, last but not least, we need to talk about integrating your vacation. And this really happens post vacation. This is where I personally have gone wrong so many times. I mean, I've seen friends do this, I've seen family do this. And if you don't take time to integrate your vacation, it's very easy to undo all of the great things that were done on vacation. The worst thing you could possibly do when you come back from vacation is jump right back into work. You jump right back into your routine. You forget that this dilly dallying even ever happened. And surprisingly, all of a sudden, you're just as stressed out as you were before your vacation. We're not doing that. We don't want to do that. We need to have the integration time. In order to slow your roll, if you will, I think it's critical to schedule a buffer day. A buffer day is at least one day between the end of your vacation and the beginning of getting back into your routine. If you're short on actual vacation time hours, like from a work perspective, I know that this can be really difficult. But I encourage you to really take this buffer day because the buffer day, in my experience, is quite magical. The buffer day, first and foremost, eliminates a lot of the last day of vacation scaries. You know, it's nice to know that when you're coming home from your vacation, you actually still have another little day of vacation. This day also allows you to decompress, take the time to unpack and do your laundry and buy groceries and catch up on sleep, maybe journal, reflect on your vacation experience, organize your photos. I mean, there are so many things you could do, but this is really about setting yourself up for success when you do end up going back into your daily routine. And I found that after any type of travel, even if it's a work trip, this buffer day is so incredibly nurturing. I think it really helps extend, prolong, if you will, the vacation state of mind and all of that recharging and that relaxation that you had. It's important to not just throw it away immediately upon return. The journaling and reflecting on your vacation is something else that is a really beautiful step in the process. When we do get to go on vacation and have vacation time away from our daily routines, it's a great moment to reconnect with ourselves and, frankly, just hear ourselves think, you know? It's incredible once you step away from routine, like what else comes to mind when you have that mental space to think about other things. And journaling and reflecting on, what came to mind, what came up for you on your vacation, but then also what did you learn from your experience? Did you meet someone? Did you try some new food? Like, what happened there? What did you realize about yourself? Having a moment of journaling and reflecting solidifies or encapsulates your vacation experience, and I highly recommend it. I love going back through my journals about my travels and just remembering, how enjoyable and important those moments were. And ideally, you're walking away from your vacation time with something new to incorporate into your day to day. My last tip for really integrating your vacation is to make sure that you're never going back to work. You're never going back to routine on a Monday. Okay? We don't need a full week. Going back to daily routine on a Monday is actually torture. Okay? So, in an effort to really optimize, extend, and savor vacation mentality, just try not to go back on a Monday. That's the last thing I'll say. Please don't skip the post vacation integration. If this is new to you, I think when you try it out, you'll find that it makes things just so much more enjoyable when you're returning back to routine. And it really is an important step of the whole process. So We've got our pre-vacation phase where we've really defined what it is, what it looks like for us. We've got our leading up to and experiencing vacation phase of really defending your vacation time. We've got maximizing the enjoyment during your vacation and really living your best vacation mindset. And we've got the integration post vacation. So, altogether, looking at before, during, and after your vacation, defining it, defending it, and enjoying it, it's important to remember that you deserve this. And I think the more mindful we are about going into vacation time, the better we're going to feel coming out of it. And so I encourage you to really look at the boundaries that you're creating for yourself the next time you take vacation. Just do the best to protect that time because you deserve it. You deserve to relax, to rest, to get out of your daily routine and just live a little more. And that time you spend is never wasted. It's really a non-negotiable part of work-life balance, maintaining some sort of wellness in your life. I'm going on a vacation soon, so soon. That's right. I'm not bringing my laptop. I'm going to set up all the boundaries. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been too long, and I'll tell you about it when I get back. I'm not leaving yet, though. I'll let you know because I will probably take vacation from the podcast the week I'm on vacation. I mean, it only makes sense. I can't bring my laptop. I can't bring my work. We're just going to rest. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's been way too long, but there you have it. I hope that this was helpful in some way. I hope that you feel inspired to take a little vacation, take some vacation time, and really live into it. If you are going on vacation anytime soon, I'd love to hear about it. You can send me a DM at the More Pod on Instagram. If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. And thank you so much for listening, for hanging out. I appreciate it. That's it. That's all I've got. I'll see you next week. Listen to the More Pod every Wednesday as I share the things that make me more me and discover a thing or two to make you more you.